I definitely learned why no one ever does stuff with 1,000, because that's the most contestants ever. It's a lot to like, just everything is, 1,000 hotel rooms a night. You know what I mean? If the hotel room is $200, that's $200,000 a night in just hotel rooms, and you're feeding them, and even like every little thing is so expensive when you times it by 1,000.
How did you become Mr. Beast?
Yeah.
Was there at a point where you were just a beast, and was there?
Yeah. So when I was probably 13 or 11, Xbox Live, I just was randomizing the name, and it gave me like the name Mr. Beast 6000. And so that was just like my Xbox gamer tag when I was playing Call of Duty.
So they gave you that. Did they ever come after you and try to claim any title to it?
Well, no, because it's just like a random name generator. They don't own it. But then, so then when I started a YouTube channel, I just called it Mr. B 6000. Yeah. And then everyone was just like, why the 6000? I was like, I don't know. And then I eventually just dropped it. In terms of how I got where I am now, I started making videos when I was 11, had no clue what I was doing. They were absolute trash. And then no one watched them when I was 11. No one watched them when I was 12. No one watched them when I was 13. No one watched them when I was 14. No one watched them when I was 15. And then I started to get like, holy, is anyone ever going to watch these? I'm like 4 years in. I'm like having depressive mental breakdowns because I'm pouring everything I have. But I mean, at the time, obviously everyone thinks the videos I make are great. And I thought I was making like insanely great videos, but they're just trash. And 16, no one's watching them. 17's no one watching them. And I'm like, my whole life, I was just like, I just want to do YouTube. I need to make enough money by the time I graduate high school so I can do this. My mom was also like, my son's just gonna homeless.
Get back in there.
Yeah, just gonna be homeless, and she hates it. And so I finally 18, about to graduate high school. Still, no one watches the videos. No one gives a. I'm making
not even on graduation night.
Yeah, I remember it's just like my mom's like, all right, it's time to accept reality. Got to go to community college. Got to get a degree. And I was just like, I didn't want to, but I was like, okay, let me just pick the easiest lame degree. I think it was like some communications degree at my local community college.
Zoning is one of them.
But then 2 weeks into it, I just was like, shit. And so every day, because I didn't have enough money to move out, I just go to college. But then I would just work on videos in my car. Around this time is when I counted to 100,000.
Yeah, it's so classic.
And a lot of other things like that. And
watching somebody semi-unconscious count their way through like the 80,000s is unbelievable.
Yeah, it was. Well, there was one part I think at 93,000 where I was like 92,999, 91,000. I actually went backwards. I didn't realize it, and then I just went 91,001, 91,002. So it was because I was so just out of it at that point.
Yeah, there are moments in that where you're like, yeah, somebody help this guy or something,
But anyways, so around that point, I had a month where I made 20 grand. So, we put 10 golden tickets in it.
Did you already do all that?
Yeah. But hey, it was pretty cool. This was years ago. Most of your fans probably have no idea I did it. So yeah, we put the golden tickets out.
So you're way past that.
I built an actual chocolate river. And you know what's funny? I don't even know if I've ever told this story, but it's the day before we're going to film, the 10 golden ticket winners are in town. And I go to the chocolate factory to just, check out things. And the chocolate river is just not there. Like we literally had like a multiple feet deep spread across this warehouse, chocolate river, and it's like there, but then I come back the next day and it's just not there. Like it's literally empty. The entire river's gone. What had happened,
you think?
We don't know. I mean, I guess there was like a hole in the lining on the bottom of the river we built, and it just all sank through it. I don't know. But see that chocolate river right there.
Oh my God, bro, I did not know this at all.
Yeah, pause it right there.
And was that the guy that took it?
No, that's Nolan, one of our friends. And then every time someone got eliminated, they got in the boat. We paddled them down the chocolate river out the factory. But yeah, so it's like the day before, and I just walk in and there's like a waterfall and everything, but it's just empty. And I'm like, where the did my chocolate river go last night? And so we had to blitz to refill it and redo the entire thing. It was just search Mr. Beast Chocolate Factory and you can see he can see what it actually looks like on YouTube.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm so behind on that.
No, it's all good. I mean, I have so many crazy stories I can tell you about the crazy shit we've done. Like, who else has built a chocolate factory?
Yeah, I didn't even know.
Wow, skip ahead to the inside. Yeah, right there. Look at that. And candy and everything. Yeah, pause it.
Wow.
Yeah. So those are real candy. I mean, it was fucking difficult to keep the bugs out of there.
Oh yeah, you don't think about that. Bugs like candy.
Yeah, and so we gave the winner the option of, keep the factory or just have $500,000. And I was like, yo, like this chocolate river is probably going to disappear. Tends to do that. These candies are all going to go bad in the next few days. This is going to be an absolute disaster.
Just take the money.
I'd recommend you take the money. I'll give it to you. I mean, I'm not, I will, but it's going to cost you like 6 figures to like clean this up. Like, I don't want to just dump that on you,
Was that Bobby Flay in that too?
At the end is Gordon Ramsay. So the last challenge they did is they had to cook a dessert, and then whoever Gordon Ramsay said did the best won the chocolate factory.
Oh, wow. And he looks a little bit like Charlie from the original Chocolate Factory. Pull up a Charlie from the original Chocolate Factory photo there. Let's do a little side by side.
Yeah, Carl kind of looks like that.
So pretty close, huh?
Yeah.
Your imagination.
What's also interesting is while we were filming that video, I was doing a different video where I didn't eat any food for 2 weeks. What's the longest fast you've ever done?
I just did 3 days the other day of only water. And
How was it?
It was, or I did 72 hours. It was good. Got a little temperamental,
Yeah.
but I kind of enjoyed it. And how long do you do?
I did 14 days, only water.
Only water.
Yeah, I lost, what was it, like 20 something pounds?
Was it to lose weight or just to?
It's for a video just to see what happens. And you'd like, after like day 5 or 6, like you're pretty drained, like you have no energy. What's interesting, if you read online about extended fast, people will be like, oh, you'll lose minimal muscle mass and it's mostly fat, and which seemed like a lot of Reddit threads and things when you first Google it, that's what it tells you. So I did a DEXA scan before I did my extended fast, where they measure the fat and muscle in your body, and did one after. And it was like, I lost like 6 pounds of muscle. It was like pretty depressing how much muscle I lost.
Yeah, you lose it.
Not what the internet said would happen, which I was like, someone needs to like correct this, because yeah, it was pretty depressing. And I still was filming and working throughout it. So like on day 10 and 11 and 12, like it was really fucking with me. Like I standing up was just like brutal, and like walking around or anything like that, because you have no energy.
You needed a real cane like Willy Wonka had.
Yeah.
But your clarity got pretty sharp as a whip. Were you able to use that?
People say that, but no, for me, never hit. I never got that like a superhuman clarity, because that's what I was hoping for.
Yeah.
No, I was just tired, man, all the time. I was too tired to have clarity.
I could read people's damn
Oh,
minds.
that's crazy. We just started a video where or we're about to start it after when I go back home. We built a gym, like just a weightlifting gym. And then we put a big red circle around it. And then we're going to give a guy either, I don't know which one, if he loses 100 pounds before he leaves that red circle.
Ooh.
And so, and he has a trainer in there, and he has a chef and everything he'll need. And then, and then
Exciting.
Yeah. So like that video might take like a year, and so he's living in there. We have cameras set up, and it's just like lose 100 pounds or leave, and if you lose 100 pounds before you leave, you win the money. The other video we're about to start too is I bought a jet, and then we're grabbing 2 people who just graduated from pilot school or whatever, just got their license. And we're going, if you guys live in this jet for the next 100 days, don't step foot out of it once. For the next 100 days, you get to keep the jet.
Oh.
So then they'll own a private jet, but they can fly it around and do whatever, just as long as they don't leave.
They just can't leave.
Yeah. So like, I'm hoping they'll like fly to New York and just Uber eat some pizza to the door of the jet, then fly to California or whatever. And it just like, yeah, that'll be a fun one. I don't know, man. There's so many things I want to do. It'd be hard to pick one.
Oh, there are.
Yeah.
You still have a ton of ideas.
Oh, unlimited. I mean, the bottleneck for me is not ideas. It's just like actually pulling them off, because a lot of these are multi-million-dollar projects that take months upon months to set up, months to film, months to edit, etc. So it's just like, they're pretty brutal. Like one of the ones we did recently that I thought was really cool, but like this is an example of how much time it takes, is we built a bunker underground. Did you see that one?
I know. I'm not sure.
Okay, but so we had to dig like a super deep hole. We bought a bunker, put it in, covered it up, and then pull up the outside of it for him so he can see what it looks like. And then we had to, that top one right there.
I've seen some of this.
Yeah. So that's a bunker we built. And then those 2 people, if they lived in there for 100 days, they won $500,000.
Oh, they did it too.
Yeah. And then but you have to set deck the bunker, and then so that's like multiple months of building and everything. Right. And then you put them in there, and then that's still 3 months and 10 days of filming. And then, you have to have like camera crew there going around the clock, and you have to have a medic there just for safety and all these other things. And I have to check in every day. And then now you come out the other end, you have 100 days worth of footage, which takes, editing team forever to comb through and watch and edit and then build stories. So like, that's like a 8-month long project. You know what I mean? So they're just like,
it's a lot.
Yeah. It's very, very intense. And that's the thing, is like the fact that I can do all this for a YouTube video it was like unfathomable when I was growing up. Like it's crazy to see like the kind of content that can be supported by YouTube. You know, like I think on that video we probably spent like $4.5 million
making that.
Yeah, just on that, between the bunker and the prize pool and everything.
And how many shows can you have? Like, can you have a couple of things going like that at once?
Yeah, we have to. I try to upload 2 videos a month, so we have to be working on 6 to 8 videos at a time because these videos take months to pull off. So, because if we're only working on one at a time, then I'd only upload once every like 3 or 4 months. Things have gotten so big and I have to like film 25, 28 days a month and I have all this stuff going on. I can't do an hour a day. So I hired people to do it for me. And then, you know, like once a week, they'll just go, hey, here's 200 really cool, unique ideas. I'll flip through them and, you know, and they'll usually inspire something in my head. Because a big thing too is like, this is what I've probably said this on podcasts before, but like if there was a fruit in Africa that if you ate, you grew 2 feet taller and you didn't know that existed until I just told you right now, right? You wouldn't have been able to brainstorm ideas around eating that fruit. But now that you know it exists, you could. And so it's like very important to always be intaking new information and learning things because that's how you know, come up with more original creative stuff. Like I noticed when I first started hiring people to like, you know, start brainstorming stuff for me that like after 2 months of someone doing this, you would just basically start getting the same ideas on autopilot, right? Like if a guy really likes basketball, you'll start to notice like, oh, 10% of his ideas have to do with basketball. But it's not because basketball is like the greatest ideas or most viral thing. It's just because that's what he watches. And so, you know, and you'll notice if someone watches baseball, they'll, oh, now they conveniently have baseball ideas. And so what you want is you just want to get someone who you just almost like want to make them constantly learn and absorb new information. Listen to 10 different podcasts, one episode of each, not 10 of one. Listen, you know, watch every sport, not one. And you almost have to like to train people to help you come up with good ideas. You have to just train them to watch a bunch of different content and absorb information, and you'll see it come out in their ideas, if that makes sense.
So first of all, you'd find somebody who you like, okay, I like this, that this person comes up with ideas. And then you'd be like, now I just need to I need them to encourage them to consume different things.
Yeah, it's almost like an information
ingredients,
diet.
Different ingredients to come out with a different cake or whatever.
Exactly. Yeah. Got it. So you control their information diet and by, you know.
Information diet. That's so wild.
I mean, and that's, yeah, I mean, I obsess over things. So
yeah, it's important.
But that's been super helpful because yeah, it's just, that's how because a big part of getting 100 million views theoretically on a video is if, you know, is it something someone has seen before or not? Like there's this TED Talk I watched one time and he was talking about how, you know, if you're driving down the road and you just see a cow, you're probably not even gonna look at it, right? Who cares? You've seen them all the time. But if you're driving down the road and there's a purple cow, you're gonna look like 4 times. You're gonna remember that. Like you know, someone could ask you a year later and you'll be like, yeah, I saw a purple cow. And it's like, the only difference is it's purple. And it's kind of the same way on social media, right? Like if you're scrolling through videos and it's something you've seen before, nothing too crazy. It's just, it's almost like you should visualize as like, that's the equivalent of someone seeing a cow. But if it's something they've never seen before, like you putting a bunker underground and 2 people living in it, that is the equivalent of a purple cow on social media.